Why does delivery matter more than the message to women? Well, I could say the same thing about guys too, because that's why you get guys look like this. It's not. That's just it. Because the delivery is about the emotion. Okay. Let me, for your $1.99, Josie, I'm going to tell you why. Would you like to know why? Because women prioritize emotion before reason. When you look at the processing order of new data or stimuli, for lack of a better term, human beings usually process it through instinct, emotion, and reason. For women, that's how it goes: with instinct, emotion, and then reason. For men, it's usually instinct, reason, and then emotion. We process it. We instantly process it through instinct. Then we look at reasonably and rationally, like, how are we going to solve this problem? Is it a problem? What do I have to do in this situation? And then we process how we felt about that situation. For women, it's instinct. How do I feel about this shit? And then what am I going to do about this shit? It's just a different prioritization in the order structure there. So again, I don't know that this is necessarily something that's empirically provable by like brain scans like we had before, but I'm fairly confident it will be at some point. It's the triune mind theory. Once again, if you are unfamiliar with that, I just so happen to have, do I have the triune? Oh, I don't. Triune mind theory is the idea that there's the lizard brain, which is this brain stem. Then there is the hypothalamus, which is where emotions are processed. And then there's the gray matter, which is where reason and learning take place, long-term memory, right? So men prioritize that order differently than women do. So as a result, that's why delivery matters more than the message itself, because men and women are what, children? That's right, different. And they're different not only in physique, but also in brain structure, in our psychologies and everything else, and in our communication. So that comes back to this right here. So I'm going to explain to you why. The reason why is because women tend to communicate covertly, and they're better at more forms of communication. Okay. That doesn't make them superior in some senses. It just depends on what the situation and the circumstance necessitate. If circumstances necessitate an instant, empirical, problem-solving answer, men might be superior in that communication because men tend to prioritize information and content in their conversations. That's why we're very blunt. We say what we mean what we say. And there's no art. There's less art. There's just a different way that we communicate because we have different priorities in communication. Women communicate for the sheer love of communication. It gives them pleasure to communicate. And that's good. It's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Just depends on what it's being purposed for in any particular situation. So in the situation we were in Access Vegas, the idea that tone policing or that, what'd you say here, that delivery matters more, it matters more to women because they communicate differently than men do. I tried my best to explain this on Access Vegas, where I was saying we're going to end up talking past one another because men are going to say, well, it doesn't matter about the delivery. It matters about the content, the information that's being sent to you. And then for women, it's like, well, yeah, that's important, but can you be nicer about it? Because their priority is the context. How does it make me feel? If it makes me feel bad, I am less likely to listen to it and digest it and interpret it because it made me feel bad before I got to the point where I could go to, like, remember, instinct, emotion, and reason. It passes through emotion and then it goes to reason. For men, it goes through instinct, reason, and then how did I feel about it? That's the priority order of the information. So if something is delivered in such a way that women go, you were disrespecting me, you didn't feel great, I didn't feel good. Well, yeah, because I'm speaking the language of content over context. Women want context before they get to content. That's why.